Hello everyone, welcome to the very first episode of RetroKork in 2013. Well, some people have said that they believe that last year on the 21st of December the world was supposed to end, that we were bound to have the apocalypse happen. Well, that means for those people we should live in post-apocalyptic times. And that's great because today's game takes place in the post-apocalyptic year of 2008. The game? The Last V8.
RetroKork. V8 returns to base immediately.
As I said, the game takes place in the long-gone post-apocalyptic year of 2008. Within the game's timeline, in 2001 there was a nuclear war. Yeah. We have to keep in mind that this game was produced during the Cold War, which always was on the verge of potentially turning into a real nuclear war. But looking back, it seems a little silly. Yeah, the game, since in this game you drive around in a V8, in a car, I can't help but think this is somehow inspired by Mad Max. But we are way beyond the Thunderdome. Yes! Your car, since it's been modified and you're a scientist who probably also is a car mechanic, or better to say an engineer, your car can reach speeds of more than 400 kilometers per hour, and it has some kind of shielding from the radiation. After all, 2001, there's still a lot of radiation out there. Also, you have a modem that connects you back to your home base, the Sci-Bunker, which is your shielded headquarters. On top of that, you only have a limited amount of fuel in your gas tank, and yeah, there's also only so much time until the remaining bombs might go off, and the shielding drains energy from your car's battery. So yeah, you're limited in the time and abilities to do what you want to do. Rescue survivors. And if you get off-road, well, your car explodes. The game for the Commodore 64 has only 2 levels. However, for the Commodore 128, the Commodore 64's originally intended successor, it has 3 levels. But I'm talking about the Commodore 64 version, so we're not going on to Mars and collect gas canisters. These 2 levels are insanely difficult. So 2 levels are more than enough for you to tear out your hairs in frustration. The first level has you drive through a landscape and isn't really that much of a complexity. The second level, however, has you drive through a city labyrinth with radiated zones, irradiated zones, I should say, and it's, as I said, a labyrinth, so it's easy to get lost in it and not find the way back home. And then you're stuck in a radioactive zone and lose, basically. The most awesome aspect of this game are, of course, Rob Hubbard's music and the voice samples. The worst aspect of the game is its control scheme. Well, at least in an unhacked, unmodified version, where you have, unlike most driving games, including Miami Vice, for example, in most driving games you go left by pulling your joystick to the left, go right by pushing your joystick to the right, you speed up by pushing it forward, you slow down by pulling it backward. Well, not here. Here you have to think of your joystick as being stuck on a compass. Up goes north, up on the screen. Down goes south, downwards on the screen. Left goes left on the screen, west. And right goes east. This is frustrating because you have to always keep in mind where you're not which way you're turning, which is how you've usually played these games, but because of this, you have to constantly be on edge because, of course, usually you're used to pull back, slow down. Well, now you have to steer in the opposite direction of where you're going. Fortunately, as I said, there are hacked modified versions out there that allow you to play it with a more common setup where you go left by pulling to the left, go right by pulling to the right, speed up by pushing forward, slow down by pushing backward. And that's basically how it's used in top-down driving games. Heck, not only top-down, but even Outrun uses the same mechanic. So, yeah, you're probably wanting to know whether I suggest you play it or not. Well, if you enjoy difficult games, insanely difficult games, with a difficult control scheme, I would say get the original version. I personally, however, I'm probably going to go with the music and the voice samples separately, using what is called the SID file, and enjoy the work of Rob Hubbard that way without being frustrated. It feels like this is going to become a staple of some kind, even though it's highly unlikely because I think I've pretty much talked about all of them. But next time I'm going to talk about Outrun Europe. Wait, that means I could have called January car month. Huh. Whatever.